As the heat starts to rise during late spring and early summer, many of us usually choose water parks and activities to cool off, relax and enjoy ourselves. There are plenty of fantastic water parks available around the world to entertain children of all ages. Exciting water slides are typically the main attraction there. But have you ever wondered what the most dangerous water slides in the world are? If your answer is yes, let's take a look at the top 10 water slides in the world that should be banned. Are you ready? It's time to enter the Zen Zone. At number 10. Calypso Water Park, Canada. The steamer is one of the most notorious rides at the Calypso Water Park, though it isn't the only one there that has been linked to serious injuries. Steamer riders sit in tubes and then circle a giant funnel before washing out into an exit slide. Sounds like a lot of fun as long as your inner tube doesn't flip over before you get to the exit. The park was accused of failing to report injuries on the steamer to the regulatory body in charge of keeping Ottawa's amusement parks safe. Ultimately, the park was hit with 20 safety violations charges and 14 were directly related to 3 separate incidents that occurred on the steamer in 2011. Calypso accepted responsibility graciously, of course, well, not so much. In fact, they tried to blame a safety inspector for one of their ride's problems. Don't worry, because the steamer didn't have to shut down, so if you enjoy a good bump on the head and spinal injuries, there's plenty of room for you in line for this ride. At number 9. Aquasphere, Peninsula Aquatic Recreation Centre, Australia. There's nothing like a fun family raft ride to create memories and togetherness, especially in hospital emergency rooms. Yes, at the Peninsula Aquatic Recreation Centre in Frankston, Australia, parents can bond while watching their children receive treatment for multiple water slide-related injuries. The Aquasphere has been linked to an unusually high number of accidents. On one occasion, 2 adults hit their heads inside the slide's tunnel and suffered serious injuries. Park officials shut the slide down for 10 months, but just days after the reopening there was another incident. This time a woman experienced severe back pain after riding the Aquasphere. And on another occasion, a boy fell off the tube inside the tunnel and was battered around inside of the ride before he was ejected. At number 8. Vertigo Water Slide, Spain. The Vertigo is a 108-foot tall water slide at Aqualandia in Benidorm, Spain. Riders get dropped through a trapdoor, down a steep slide, and into the water below. This sounds like quite a rush as long as you make it through the trapdoor. One tourist enjoyed the Vertigo so much he went down it 3 times. Unfortunately for him, the 3rd time was not as much fun because this time the trapdoor failed to open all the way, crushing his arm, legs, and face. He said, "As I fell, I felt it scrape all down my legs and arms and then smack into my face. When I got to the bottom, the pool was full of blood." Even after such a horrendous incident, the Vertigo was reopened only 10 minutes later, which doesn't really seem like enough time to clean up a pool full of blood or to fix a malfunctioning and potential death trapdoor. At number 7. Cannonball Falls, Action Park, New Jersey. Action Park, if you haven't heard of it, was one of the most dangerous water parks ever in the world. It was so notorious it was affectionately known as Accident Park or Class Action Park. It was so unsafe that history says it was shut down in 1996 after a total of 6 fatalities and so many injuries that no one seems able to actually count them. Action Park didn't stay closed, surprisingly. It reopened in 2010, but instead of expressing remorse for the park's long and sordid history, the owners seemed to embrace it. For a while it was still called Action Park, and the gift shop even carried t-shirts with the oh so adorable slogan, "I survived Action Park." At number 6. Black Hole, Wet n Wild, Orlando. The Wet n Wild water park in Orlando is no more, and that means its most infamous water slide has gone the way of things that go into black holes. Many of the park's troubles revolved around a ride called the Black Hole. This ride injured one man in 1994 so badly that he sought and won a $1.73 million judgment against the amusement park in 2000. The man said he was struck by something in the dark, and when he arrived at the bottom of the slide he couldn't move his legs. Doctors had to insert a titanium plate into his neck following the accident. At number 5. Verrukt, Schlitterbahn Water Park, Kansas City. The Schlitterbahn Water Park in Kansas City wanted bragging rights as the world's tallest water slide, so they built a 170-foot tall monstrosity and named it Verrukt, which means crazy in German. Then a 10-year-old boy named Caleb Schwab got on the ride and was decapitated after his raft caught air and his head struck a pole. According to The Independent, state attorneys actually brought criminal charges against the park, but they were unfortunately later thrown out by a judge who said the evidence against the park was improper. At number 4. The Cannonball Loop, Action Park, New Jersey. The Cannonball Loop was opened in the summer of 1985, but it only lasted for around a month before it was shut down. Very few people got to ride this gravity-defying slide, which had a loop-the-loop at the end. So who were the few people insane enough to ride the thing? Mostly Action Park employees, who were given $100 in exchange for maybe never seeing their families again. If you ever look at pictures, it's not hard to see why this slide was shut down. Human bodies simply could not move fast enough to clear the loop, so riders would often get stuck and end up falling to the bottom. At number 3. Shoot the Rapids, Cedar Point, Ohio. Cedar Point Water Park in Sandusky, Ohio, modestly refers to itself as the best amusement park in the world and hopes you won't remember the accident of 2013 when you're deciding whether or not to agree with that declaration. In July 2013, guests were on board the river rafting simulation ride Shoot the Rapids when something went horribly wrong. The boat they were sitting in suddenly rolled backward 187 feet down the lift track, hit the edge of a concrete flume, hit another boat, and then flipped over. Riders were belted in and trapped upside down in the water, and it was only the quick action of park employees and bystanders that kept the incident from turning fatally tragic. At number 2. Hawaiian Falls Water Park. One of the most critical safety procedures on any water slide is the one that tells the ride operator when to send the next rider down, because if the last person hasn't come out the bottom, you don't want to send the next one down yet. In the summer of 2015, a man suddenly realized that he was stuck in the middle of the slide. That by itself wasn't especially terrifying until he realized that someone else was coming down the slide behind him, and worse, that person was quite large and picking up speed. When the second rider slammed into him, he lost consciousness and woke up again at the bottom of the slide. He was taken to a hospital by ambulance and treated for injuries to his neck, shoulder, head, back and legs. The man sued the park for $100,000, which included $12,000 in hospital bills. At number 1. Insano Water Slide, Brazil. The Insano has been listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as one of the tallest water slides in the world, and brave riders plummet down the slide at an amazing nerve-shredding speed, reaching up to 65 miles an hour. Constructed in 1989, this thrill ride attracts daredevils from all over the world. For safety reasons, Insano only allows people to travel on the ride in a single position, strictly on your back with arms and legs crossed. However, with such hair-raising speeds it is hard to imagine this would be a problem for most, as it is unlikely many would want to plunge down the slide head first. The plunge is so steep that although riders travel a whopping 41 meters in height, which is equivalent to a 14-story building, the whole ride takes only 4 to 5 seconds to complete. Many say it's so steep that your body barely touches the slide, it's almost like floating in midair most of the way down. These are our top 10 picks. What do you think? Did we miss any of your favorites? Any top 10 list you'd like to see? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoy this kind of content, do me a favor and like the video, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to stay tuned for our latest videos. It really helps us spread the Zen and grow the channel. If you like what we do here at Top 10 Zen, or you like cool clothing and gear, you should check out top10zen.store on a regular basis to see what new stuff just dropped. We have really awesome gear, shirts, hats and all kinds of cool items to grab for yourself or to give as a gift. We have an amazing lineup of merch inspired by the power of Zen, so check it all out at top10zen.store. You'll be helping out our channel directly while also earning major Zen points. Thanks for watching. See you soon.